I thought I would do something different today because my live feeds on Facebook are terrible. They stop, you can't hear me. It's just, I mean, it's horrible. So, what I'm going to do is a pre recorded craft, and let's see how this goes. If it goes well, I might have to keep doing it this way instead of going live. But at any rate, I will still post these on Facebook and YouTube. So today, and when you see this video, please do this so that other people can see my videos. I would appreciate it, and I will put the links to the LizYonkey.MagnoliaDesignCo.com products in the video description when I post it. So today we have this little board here from the Dollar Tree. It has a jute hanger on it with 3 clothespins, and it sits up. It's in the front of the store, close to where the cash registers are. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the jute hanger. And I just have this tool here, but like a flathead screwdriver works well. Okay, this one doesn't. I'm going to see. There we go. Oh, that one went flying. Okay, so we're just going to set this aside because we're going to use that. And now what I'm going to do is I want to, it has glitter on the front, so I'm just going to soften that up a little bit and I'm going to sand it down. That way I think my Mod Podge will adhere better. So I just have some Mod Podge, and I'm going to put it right on my board. Now I did just kind of make this Mod Podge a little bit ago because I was running low. And you just use Elmer's glue and water. And it doesn't matter if it's the school glue or the regular glue, whatever. But you can Google it and someone will tell you what the ratio is. I basically just poured a bunch in my container and added some water until it looked like the consistency that I needed, and then I shook it up real well. So that's why it has all these bubbles in it. Okay, so we're going to set this aside to dry a little bit because we're going to use our iron to put on the paper. And the reason I'm doing that is because it turns out amazing. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these hearts and we're going to paint them. So this one here, and they're all from a Dollar Tree in packages of 8. This one says love. This one is just 3 cutout hearts. And this one has several heart cutouts and then the big heart. So I want to do this one first. So I have 3 colors of paint. I have Anita's acrylic white. I have Apple Barrel bright magenta. And I have Apple Barrel bright red. Now the Apple Barrel in this size you can get at Walmart for 50 cents. This was at Hobby Lobby and it was $4.99, but you know they do have 30% off at times, plus or you can use your 40% off coupon. So I'm just going to put some in my lid. And then I'm going to start painting. So this one here, I'm going to do the white in the center, then the magenta, and then the red. Now you can do your hearts whatever color you want. If you want to leave them the way they are, you can do that. I just thought they would look neat painted. So that's just what I'm going for. This one, what do I want? I think I want the white in the center. So I'm just going to paint each of these hearts white. And then the outside edge, I'll probably paint the magenta. So here's what I have so far. I think this is going to be a cute little project. And I don't know if you guys saw my fairies and unicorns and mermaids project yesterday for my granddaughter, but I thought it turned out perfect. So she has it hanging on her wall right now. Of course, she's gonna be moving in the spring. So when she does that, she'll take it to her new house and she'll put it on her wall, and she's decorating her room in unicorns. So she loved it. And I have to say, I thought it turned out really well too. Okay, so here's this one here with the white. And then on this one, I think I'm going to do red. So I want to go ahead and get as much white off of my brush as I can. And then I'm going to use my magenta. And I think I'll just put a little bit on my paper here. Oh yeah, that's bright. It is pretty. Of course, I had to get some on the heart, my white heart. But you know, I might actually put some on there. Ooh, around the edges. That would be pretty. Okay, so there's my pink, and then I got a little bit on my white heart, which gives me an idea. I'm going to take as much of the paint off of my brush as I can. So I'm just going to kind of dry brush on it, and we'll see what happens. And I might also do that with the red and the pink. Ooh. So this is what we have. I don't know if you can see the pink on the white. There you go. A little bit there. Okay, and then I want to go around my edges here in the pink. And again, this is Anita's Bright Magenta. And I paid 50 cents for it at Walmart yesterday. So I'm just going around the edges of this heart here that we painted the center of it white. I don't know how I'm going to hold this and paint it at the same time. Anyway, I hope this pre-recorded craft turns out really well. I know at least you'll be able to see everything I'm doing and then hear everything I'm saying, because the way it kept cutting out, it was horrible. And I thought it was my internet, but we checked everything and we've done everything we can. So it's got to be Facebook. I don't know. But anyway, if this works, we'll be good to go. And who knows, maybe this will end up being better than the going lives anyway. You guys can always ask me questions or comment. Okay, but this one turned out good. Look at that. Oh yeah. So that one's good. It's done. Now I want, you know what? I'm gonna save. Well, no, I'm gonna use some of that. Some of the magenta for the other heart. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of the red. I got way too much of the magenta out here. So I'm just doing the outside heart here in the red. And this is bright red. And then it looks like I'm going to have to go over some of the magenta again. Thought I'd gotten it all. Okay. A little bit more of the red. And then I'm going to go back to the magenta. Because I see some spots that I missed somehow. Putting just a tad of the red in the white heart. Just a tad. Okay, so this is what we have. Let me get my finger out of the way. What we have. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. And then we're going to work on our last heart. So our last heart has love on it. And what I want to do is do that in the magenta. So I'm going to take these two brushes right here. And I'm thinking this one would be the best one to fill in this love. And love is what it's all about. Loving one another, loving Jesus. Even if we live in a world that is, I don't know, out of control, we can depend on Jesus. We should not put our faith in mere humans. We need to put our faith in Jesus. This is looking good. Here we go. And I have my Facebook page is Liz's Crafts page. And then we also have Liz's Crafts Friends, which is a group, and it's a closed group. And once you locate the group, you have to answer 2 questions. If you don't answer the questions, I'm not going to approve you for membership. So you have to answer the questions. Very easy, simple questions. And once you do that, and I don't see anything going on with your profile or whatever, I'll approve you to be a member of Liz's Craft Friends. And what we do there is you all can share pictures of the crafts that you've done, and then we can just encourage each other in our craftiness and give each other ideas for crafts. And I'm not saying, you know, copy each other, but we can do the same type of crafts, and they always turn out different because not everybody's going to have the same supplies. However, if you want to copy any of the crafts from my craft items, please feel free to do so. I do not mind. So if you see anything you like and you want to make it, go for it. But if you do that, I would love to see a picture of your finished project. I got that a little bit over the edge. Okay, I'm not the world's greatest painter. Hard staying in those lines. Okay, just a little bit more right there. Alrighty, so I think we're done with this one too. We'll set it aside to dry. And now what we're going to do is we are going to add our scrapbook paper to our board. Now it is slightly wet. I think I'm going to dry it just a little bit. Now doing your scrapbook paper Mod Podging like this with your iron takes care of the wrinkles and bubbles. So I really like this way of doing it. And with this thick paper, you do not have to dry your Mod Podge all the way. However, with some papers, I'm sure you would need to. So I'm just going to lay this on here, and I will show you where I got this paper from. It's the Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. I got it when it was 50% off, and these papers are extremely thick, and I love them. They remind me of the Victorian era. Okay, and it wasn't too long ago that I bought that, so they should still have it. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my paper on my surface, and then I'm going to trim a lot of it off. I'm just going to take my scissors. Now I don't have to get right around the edges because we are going to use our sanding block to clean these edges up really good. So I have my iron on the hottest setting, which is linen. And I'm just going to move this back and forth on my paper, and I'm doing it straight on my paper. Now if your paper is thinner, maybe you shouldn't do that. I've only done it with this paper, so I'm not sure how it will work with the other papers. You might need to put something over top of it, like a thin cloth, or maybe some parchment paper. Like I said, I've been using these thick papers and I haven't had to do that. So let's see how this is. And if there's any areas that didn't stick like this here, then take your brush and then just add some Mod Podge to it. Let's see if there's any more. A bit right here. The edges are the hardest to get to stick. So just keep that in mind, and then when you go to do it, make sure you get the edges really well. Okay, that one's good. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, I think it looks good. Put my Mod Podge away. Gonna turn off my iron. Set it in the floor. And then I'm gonna take my sanding block. You can get these 10 in a package at Harbor Freight for $5. And I just think it gives your projects this nice clean edge. It actually makes the paper look like it came on your surface, not that you glued it on. And then I'm just going to do the edge a little bit just to give it a kind of grunge look, a worn look. I'll do that to this side too, even though it was a little shorter. I should have put my paper more to the edge, but that's okay. That's good. And I'm just going to go around and do the other edges. Okay, and then we're going to do this edge. And you kind of want to go down at an angle. But you can also go over the edge like this, like I'm doing. See how that just pops off? And then I want to go over the top a little bit just to make it look worn. Okay, I'm going to do the edges here a little bit more. Alright, I'm liking this. So this is what we have right here. Is that sticking up? No. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean my table off. I don't want to get this, all this dust on my stencil. Alright, now what I want to do is put my stencil on here. And I'm going to have to get my fuzzing cloth because I have not used the stencil before. And I will put the link for this and the chalk paste when I post this video. So we're just going to use these words here. Just breathe. I love that. Just breathe. Sometimes that's all we need to do. Just breathe. We don't have to do anything else. Breathe. So I'm going to do this 3 times. These stencils are reusable, but they're pretty sticky. So if you don't do this, you can get them stuck to your project. Now, you can use these stencils a lot, and that's one reason why I love them so much. Not to mention, you know what, I want to go ahead and do my holes. So I'm going to go to the back, and I just have this tool here, and I'm just pushing it through the back, through the hole, so I know where to put my string back into. Uh-oh, that popped loose. That's one thing you got to watch. So if that pops loose, then of course you need to fix it. Oh, came out of my tool. Wow. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, I think I just need to put my iron back on it. Okay, I think that's good. My iron was still hot from before. Okay. I want to know where my holes are so I know where to put my Just Breathe, because I want it to be above the holes. Okay, I have that off center a bit. So I'm thinking like that. Thinking that should be good. So just doing Just Breathe. This is Almond Latte chalk paste from Magnolia Design Co. And if you go to Liz Yonke, magnoliadesignco.com, then and order, then I will get a little percentage of just a commission. It doesn't cost you any more. The price is still the same. So if you do decide to order, please use my links. And you know, that way I can purchase more stencils and do more crafts if you support me that way. And then I appreciate it if you also do this with my videos. That way they get kept out there so people can see them. That would be appreciated. That's just another way you can support me. And that doesn't cost you anything. Okay, just need a little bit more to finish up with the Just Breathe. And I'm using a cut apart squeegee, and it comes bigger than this, but you can cut them up and use different sizes, and it will help you control your chalk paste on your stencil better. Okay, so let's take this off. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is why I like these stencils. Isn't that nice? Just breathe. Okay, so I'm going to put my stencil face down in the water. That is to keep the chalk paste from drying in the screen portion of it. When I get off of here, I will take it to the sink and use a natural sponge over it. You can use your fingers, you can use a sponge, just whatever you want to do to take the chalk off of it. And then you just dry it with the sticky side up. And you can actually, if you put it on the inside of this cloth, put it in there and go like this, then it's dry, and you can go ahead and put it back on the backing, put it in the plastic, and put it away for the next use. Very easy, very very simple. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dry this because I don't want to mess it up. And then then I think I'm going to have to use my iron on this again. I think maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it, but I think it might be sticking up a little bit. Okay, that's dry. And it doesn't take long to dry. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my iron back on. Oh, I didn't turn it off. Ooh. Anyway, I'm going to go back over this. And I'm just sitting it on here. So what it does is it heats up the Mod Podge and then makes it adhere to the paper. Okay, I had to restart that. Can't believe I didn't turn it off. Bad, bad, bad Liz. Okay, that looks like it's flat. So that looks good. So this is what we have so far. Turn this off. Set it in the floor. And then I want to add my hanger with my clothespins back on. And what I'm going to have to do is put a little hot glue on the ends. It keeps, and roll it. It will keep this jute from fraying out. And burn, 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 burn. Yeah, it burns. Okay, so see that? How it made a little point there? This way. Right there. Okay, maybe I should blow on it a little bit before I start. Well, I hope I didn't give myself a blister. Okay, so I'm just putting my fingers on it and then I'm twisting the jute. That way it'll make it into a little point. And then I think I did give myself a blister. Oh yeah. Paint. Anyway, so I'm just gonna put my jute in the holes. This one's a little bit wider. So it's gonna make it a little bit harder to get in there. Let's see if I can use this to poke it in there. I came back out. Okay, come on. Okay, I think. No. Here it comes. Here it comes. I can see it. I can't pull it, but I can see it. Okay, let me just poke it a little bit more. There we go. I think that's got it. Yeah. Oh, no, my end came off. Oh, here we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is use my staple gun. I'm going to staple it to the back just like they had it. So I'm going to put my staple on either side of this, and I'm going to do it twice. Okay. So here's what we have, and now we're going to put our hearts on there. So what I thought I would do, I'm going to spread these out, is I'm going to put this one on this side. I'm going to try to make sure it covers up the hole in the heart that was there to make it an ornament. then once Valentine's is come and gone, you can switch these up and put something else there. Like I had made one of these for Christmas that said it had a J, an O, and a Y, and they were black circles. So they looked really good with it. So, you know, just breathe, and this paper on the back does not scream Valentine's or anything like that. So you can always switch it up and put whatever you want on it once, you know, you're done with the Valentine part of it. Okay, well, that's all I have for today. I'll do another can't say that, pre-recorded craft video tomorrow. So until then, keep crafting.